What if I told you that the most powerful thing you could do for your arteries, your testosterone, and your performance after 50 has nothing to do with fish oil? I'm serious. For decades, we've been told to swallow those big, greasy fish oil capsules every single morning. You choke them down, you deal with the aftertaste, the burping, the stomach upset, and you trust that they're doing something. But what if there's a single seed, something so small it fits on your fingertip, that the research is now showing may outperform fish oil for cardiovascular health, for hormonal balance, and for the kind of blood flow that matters most to men over 50? This isn't some exotic superfood flown in from the Amazon. It's not expensive. It's not hard to find. In fact, you may have walked past it 1,000 times in your grocery store without a second glance. And the science behind what it does inside your body, particularly in your blood vessels and your hormonal system, is genuinely remarkable. If you've been relying on fish oil alone and wondering why your energy is still flat, your erections are still unreliable, and your doctor is still concerned about your arteries, stay with me. Because what I'm about to share could be the missing piece. I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, a urologist with over 12 years of experience helping men take charge of their sexual and overall health. I've worked with thousands of men, many in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, who came to me convinced that decline was inevitable, that weaker erections, stiff arteries, and fading energy were just what happens when you get older. And time after time, I've watched simple, natural interventions restore a level of vitality these men thought was gone for good. Before we get into this, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from today. I love hearing from men all around the world who are taking their health into their own hands. And if you find value in what I'm about to share, subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. Trust me, you'll want to stay for this one all the way through. Now let me explain why this matters so much after 50. Here's what's happening inside your body right now that nobody sat you down and explained. First, your arteries are getting stiffer. Every single year after 40, the walls of your blood vessels lose flexibility. They accumulate plaque, they narrow, and they become less responsive to the signals that tell them to open up and let blood flow through. Second, your nitric oxide production is declining. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. It's the key that unlocks healthy blood flow to every organ, including the one that matters most for your confidence and intimacy. By the time you're 55, your body is producing roughly half the nitric oxide it made at 25. And third, your testosterone is under siege. Environmental toxins, poor sleep, chronic stress, and inflammatory foods are pushing your estrogen levels up and your free testosterone down. You feel it as fatigue, brain fog, belly fat that won't budge, and a libido that feels like it left without saying goodbye. Fish oil addresses some of this. It offers omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, but it doesn't touch arterial plaque directly. It doesn't significantly boost nitric oxide, and it has no meaningful effect on your testosterone balance. That's where this one seed changes everything. The seed I'm talking about is flaxseed, specifically ground flaxseed. And before you dismiss it as something your grandmother sprinkled on her yogurt, let me walk you through what the research actually shows it does inside a man's body after 50. There are 7 distinct benefits, and I promise you, the last 3 are the ones nobody is talking about. Benefit number 1. Flaxseed is one of the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, which is an omega-3 fatty acid. But unlike fish oil, which delivers EPA and DHA directly, flaxseed's ALA works through a different pathway that has a unique advantage. Your body converts ALA into compounds that specifically target arterial inflammation at the vessel wall itself. Think of fish oil as a general firefighter putting out flames throughout your whole body. Flaxseed is more like a precision team that goes straight to where the plaque is building up in your arteries and calms the inflammation right at the source. For men over 50, that targeted action is critical because the arteries that supply blood to the penis are among the smallest in your body, only 1 to 2 millimeters wide. They're the first to clog and the first to show damage. When those vessels are inflamed and narrowing, erections weaken long before you ever feel chest pain. Practically speaking, just 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily has been shown in clinical trials to reduce systolic blood pressure by up to 10 millimeters of mercury. That's comparable to some blood pressure medications from a seed. Benefit number 2. Flaxseed contains the highest concentration of lignans of any food on earth. Lignans are polyphenolic compounds that act as natural aromatase modulators. Now here's why that matters enormously for men. After 50, your body increasingly converts testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. This is one of the primary reasons men develop belly fat, lose muscle definition, experience mood changes, and notice declining sexual performance. The lignans in flaxseed gently help regulate this conversion. They don't block estrogen aggressively like a drug would. They modulate it. They bring balance. I had a patient named Richard, 64, a retired engineer who was meticulous about his health. He tracked everything. He came to me and said, "Dr. Gray, my testosterone levels keep dropping even though I exercise and eat well. I don't understand what's happening to me." His blood work showed his total testosterone was borderline, but his estrogen was elevated. I suggested he add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to his morning routine alongside his existing protocol. 8 weeks later, Richard sat across from me grinning and said, "My wife asked me what I've been doing differently. I have energy I haven't felt in years." My follow-up labs confirmed his estrogen had come down and his free testosterone had improved. From a seed. Benefit number 3. Flaxseed is extraordinarily rich in soluble and insoluble fiber. Now I know fiber doesn't sound exciting, but hear me out because this connects directly to your erections. Excess estrogen is eliminated from your body through your digestive system. If you're not moving your bowels regularly and efficiently, that estrogen gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream. It's called enterohepatic recirculation, and it creates a vicious cycle where estrogen keeps climbing, testosterone keeps falling, and your performance keeps declining. The fiber in flaxseed binds to that excess estrogen in your gut and escorts it out of your body. Think of it as a cleanup crew that takes out the hormonal garbage every single day. Emotionally, many men don't connect their digestive health to their sexual health, but I see this link constantly in my practice. When digestion improves, hormonal balance follows, and confidence returns. Quick pause before we continue, because the next benefit is one that genuinely excites me from a clinical perspective. Benefit number 4. Flaxseed has been shown in peer-reviewed research to reduce arterial plaque progression. A landmark study published in the Canadian Journal of Cardiology followed patients with peripheral artery disease and found that dietary flax seeds significantly reduced plaque buildup in the arteries. This is not just about preventing future damage. This is about slowing and potentially stabilizing plaque that's already there. For a man over 50, this is enormous. Those same arterial changes happening in your legs and heart are happening in the blood vessels that supply your erections. Cleaner, more flexible arteries mean better blood flow. Better blood flow means firmer, more reliable erections. It means more energy, clearer thinking, and a cardiovascular system that's working with you instead of against you. Practically, the dose used in the research was 30 grams per day, which is roughly 2 to 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Not a capsule, not an extract, the whole ground seed, because you need the full matrix of fiber, lignans, and ALA working together. Benefit number 5. Flaxseed supports nitric oxide production. I mentioned earlier that nitric oxide is the master molecule for blood vessel relaxation. The ALA and lignans in flaxseed have been shown to improve endothelial function, which is the ability of your blood vessel lining to produce and respond to nitric oxide. When your endothelium is healthy, your vessels open when they need to, blood flows freely, and erections happen naturally. When it's damaged, which is extremely common after decades of stress, poor diet, and inflammation, your vessels stay constricted regardless of how much you want them to respond. I remember a patient named James, 71, a former construction foreman, strong and proud. He told me, "Doc, everything else works fine, but it's like the plumbing just shut off. I can feel the desire, but my body won't cooperate." James had classic endothelial dysfunction. We added ground flaxseed, a daily walk, and proper hydration to his routine. 6 weeks later, he came back and said, "I woke up with something I haven't experienced in 3 years. I feel like my body is finally listening to me again. That's what restored endothelial function feels like." Benefit number 6, and this is the one most men are completely unaware of. Flaxseed has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that go beyond what fish oil typically achieves. Chronic systemic inflammation is a silent driver of both erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. Inflammation damages blood vessels, disrupts hormone signaling, and drains your energy. The combination of ALA, lignans, and fiber in flaxseed addresses inflammation through 3 distinct pathways simultaneously. Fish oil primarily works through one. This is why men who switch from fish oil to flaxseed or add flaxseed alongside a reduced fish oil dose often report improvements they weren't expecting. Less joint stiffness, better sleep, clearer thinking, and yes, better sexual function. Emotionally, chronic inflammation feels like living under a heavy blanket. Everything is harder than it should be. You're tired, you're irritable, and you don't feel like yourself. When that inflammation comes down, men describe it as a fog lifting. They feel lighter, sharper, more present. Benefit number 7. Flaxseed helps stabilize blood sugar and improve insulin sensitivity. Now here's why this matters for your erections and your testosterone. Insulin resistance, which affects the majority of men over 50 to some degree, directly suppresses testosterone production. It also accelerates arterial damage and impairs nitric oxide synthesis. It's a triple threat against your sexual health. The fiber and healthy fats in flaxseed slow glucose absorption, reduce insulin spikes, and help your body use insulin more efficiently. I had a patient named Douglas, 67, who was pre-diabetic and struggling with erectile dysfunction. His doctor had him on metformin, but he wanted to do more naturally. We added ground flaxseed to his breakfast every morning. 3 months later, his fasting glucose had dropped, his A1C improved, and he told me, "Dr. Gray, I didn't come to you about my blood sugar, but that got better too. And the reason I originally came to see you, well, let's just say my wife and I are both very happy." That's the power of addressing root causes instead of chasing symptoms. So here's your simple action plan. Step 1. Get a bag of whole flax seeds and a small coffee grinder. Grind your flaxseed fresh each morning because pre-ground flaxseed oxidizes quickly and loses potency on the shelf. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed is your daily dose. Step 2. Add it to something you already eat. Stir it into oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie, mix it into yogurt, or simply stir it into a glass of water and drink it down. It has a mild, nutty flavor that disappears into almost anything. Don't cook it at high heat, as that can damage the delicate omega-3s. Step 3. Be consistent for at least 6 to 8 weeks. This is not a drug that hits you in an hour. This is a food that works by gently and steadily restoring the systems your body needs for healthy blood flow, balanced hormones, and strong erections. Most men begin noticing changes in energy and digestion within the first 2 weeks, and the deeper cardiovascular and hormonal benefits build from there. That's it. 3 simple steps. 1 small seed, no fishy burps, no expensive capsules. I want you to know something important. If you've been frustrated, embarrassed, or even ashamed about changes in your body, you are not broken. Your body isn't failing you. It's asking for support it hasn't been getting. The right nutrients, the right information, the right approach. Even after 60, even after 70, you are capable of strength, vitality, passion, and connection. Your arteries can become more flexible. Your hormones can find balance again. Your confidence can return. It's never too late to give your body what it needs. If this video gave you hope or taught you something new, hit that like button so other men can find it too. Leave a comment below and tell me, have you ever tried flaxseed? And if so, what did you notice? Or, if you're going to start, type, "starting today," so I can cheer you on. Share this with a brother, a friend, a neighbor, any man over 50 who deserves to know about this. And subscribe for new, science-backed health strategies for men every single week. You might be the reason another man finally takes the step that changes everything for him. I'm Dr. Fiona Gray, reminding you that after 50, vitality isn't lost, it's waiting to be awakened. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.